Big week for annoying people. As if we weren't already unbearable enough. Taylor Swift fans, Swifties, if you're that way inclined, are waiting for Thursday the 9th of May because Taylor Swift is coming back with the Eras Tour in Paris. And we are expecting changes. I think we are definitely going to get changes. So I wanted to do a video because I've seen so many videos on Reels, on TikTok of people predicting what the new show is going to look like. I did one myself. And I just want to get more and deep into it and what I think we are going to see through a grainy live stream when we all watch on 9th of May. I think the one thing we can all be 100% certain about is that there is going to be a set for the Tortured Poets department somewhere in this 3.5 hour show. She has basically told us that it's coming. There are images from something she did where you can see her rehearsing with a TTPD sign. It's very clearly TTPD. And the dancers in their top hats and the canes, we've all seen it. We've all seen this. And I feel like she's just like, just get ready for it. She wants to warn us. Do you know what I mean? Don't be surprised when I just change it all up. I do personally think that this set is going to come at the very end of the show. I think she'll do Midnights, Karma, and then she'll go through a door, come out of the door, and she'll be in the Tortured Poets department. And I think that because it's her new album, and I think she wants to end with like the most recent of her stuff. Also, for the first show, it will be such a huge surprise because people will be waiting for it, and at the end, it will be like a, look, we did it, Joe. And also there are still upbeat songs on TTPD. Are we calling it TTPD? Poets? Tortured Poets? I'm not saying the Tortured Poets department every time. TTPD. There are songs that are upbeat that she could end the show on a really high, funky, positive note. Like Karma is a great show ender. But there are still songs that she could do it with. Granted, all the bops on TTPD are like the saddest of sad bops. But they're also the boppiest of sad bops. So like best of both worlds, basically. The big question is, of the 31 tracks, thanks Taylor, on TTPD, which ones will she include on the Tortured Poets department set at the tour? Now, I think she's already given this answer. I think she's told us this, and a lot of people agree with me. I've been on Swift Talk. I've dug deep, and I think the agreement is she's already told us which songs she's going to include. Taylor curated 5 playlists with Apple Music, and they each represent a stage of heartbreak. But the title of each of the playlists is lyrics to one of the songs on the new album. So, the first playlist was called I Love You, It's Ruining My Life, which is from Fortnite, the lead single with Post Malone, we love. And obviously she's going to have the lead single on the set. So with that, Fortnite is guaranteed, I think. The second playlist is You Don't Get to Tell Me About Sad, which is from Who's Afraid of Little Old Me, which is one of my favourites. Like, the first time I listened to it, I texted my friend and was like, oh my god, it's like Reputation but all grown up. Like, I was just instantly obsessed with this song. So I would be more than happy, like thrilled if this was on the set list. The next playlist is called Am I Allowed to Cry, which is from Guilty as Sin, which I know has become a massive earworm for so many people. Like the bit about the mark on the inside of your thigh, like it's such a good song, so I can completely see her doing that one. The next playlist suggests that we will get a song from the anthology, and it is from the Black Dog. It's called Old Habits Die Screaming, and I think this would be a really interesting song to have on the set list. I think it is one of the best on the anthology and on the whole albums overall. I think it represents a lot, like the heartbreak that she encounters in this album. The Black Dog kind of encapsulates a lot of those feelings without being too maudling and too downbeat and too sad. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's still got kind of a bit of a vibey rhythm to it. So I feel like, again, it would be a really good choice. And if we are going to carry on with this theory, the last song would be I Can Do It With a Broken Heart, which I do think would be such a good show closer. Like, it just would, right? Because it's completely unhinged, which we know Taylor loves. It's quite sarcastic and ironic. Like, it's giving a bit of Reputation, where I feel like with Reputation, a lot of the album was just ironic, sarcastic undertones. She wasn't taking herself too seriously, but she was also being completely self-aware. And people were a little bit, like, confused at how to take what she was singing about. Same vibes with this whole album. Like, the Tortured Poets department, people are divided. People think that she's gone mental. People think that she's a genius. Like, there's such a split. And I think I Can Do It With a Broken Heart is a perfect, like, it just brings it all together. And also, it is like very ironic to end a show to all of her fans with the song where she's like, yeah, I was basically having a complete breakdown the last time I was here. So, you know, do you know what I mean? Like, I just think it'd be like a power move, wouldn't it? I do have one request though, please, Taylor Swift, Miss Swift, Dr. Taylor Allison Swift, Mother, and that request is, please do the bridge to The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived. Like, you know how Illicit Affairs, where she just absolutely smashes and nails and destroys and slays the hell out of that bridge for Illicit Affairs, and she does it so well that she does it twice, and she's like, yeah, this is what it should sound like. The album version I gave you, that was good. This, though, is what I meant. And you're like, yeah, we get it now. I want her to do that with The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived, because I think it would be real cathartic to scream it along with her. Like, I know she said with the Champagne Problems bridge, she was like, yeah, I want to be there in a crowd of people singing, what a shame she's fucked in the head. But this is the one. This would be it. It's like free therapy. Well, it's not free because it costs a fortune to be there. But watching it on a live stream would be like free therapy. And I'm ready for it. I'm ready for that. I think we all need it. And the only other song that I would love, I really want it to be on the set list, I don't think it will be, is But Daddy I Love Him. That song is just, that song, I'm stuck on it. I listened to the album, like from start to finish, 2 weeks ago. I listened to the album from start to finish. Then I picked like some songs that I was like, I'll start with these. 31 songs is a lot to process. But Daddy I Love Him was on repeat for about 3 days. I did not listen to a single other song. I had 31 songs to choose from. I listened to one on repeat for 3 days. So that song's a little bit, it's got my heart, it's got my soul. I would probably give my nipples up to see it live. My nipples aren't very important to me. I'd give up a kidney, a liver. Do I have 2 livers? Testicle? Can't say that. If she did include the Tortured Poets Department, when she does include the Tortured Poets Department, she will have to cut songs. There's no way. Like, it's already 3.5 hours. What are we expecting? A 4-hour show? Like, that's just not going to happen. I do think that when they released the Eras Tour film into cinemas and they cut, like, The Archer, Wildest Dreams, Cardigan, Long Live, like, they cut those songs. I think they're the songs that are going to be missing from the new leg of the tour. However, fan reaction to when she added Long Live, the people that had seen the show before that were devastated that they missed Long Live, and I feel like they might have seen that and gone, do you know what, let's leave Long Live in, it's a very special song. My biggest fear with all of this is that they cut All Too Well 10-minute version, Taylor's version from the vault, because ever since I first heard that song, I need to see it. I need to see it. Okay? Like, Red was the first album I listened to, and I first listened to it just a couple of weeks before she released Taylor's version. So the All Too Well introduction for me was very rapid, very quick. I fell hard, I fell fast. I needed the 10-minute version in my ears live. I just need it. The other thing with Long Live is I do think that they might cut Long Live, but I think she would only do it if she added a song or two from her debut album, self-titled, Taylor Swift. Because she's only got 2 more Taylor's versions left to release. That is Taylor Swift, self-titled, debut, Taylor's version, and Reputation, Taylor's version. So I do think that she could now be like, right, it's time to start celebrating the ones I haven't released yet a little bit more. Let's add our song or Tim McGraw, probably one of those 2 or both, and let's get rid of Long Live, because both of those things are huge fan service. Like, Long Live is such a love letter to the fans, and it has become that over time. And her first album it falls at the bottom of most people's rankings, but I feel like the OG fans that were there from the beginning, fighting in the trenches when Kim and Kanye were coming for her, those fans, like, debut was so sacred and special. And even to me, like, as a newer fan, I that album, I love it. I'm so excited to hear how she does it in her older voice. Does she do that country twang? Like, I'm excited. But I feel like there's a level of fan service here. So she could replace Long Live with a debut track. I mean, then we'd get 2024 Taylor singing a 2006 Taylor song. I mean, it's time. It's time. But yeah, we could lose more songs. I mean, any song that we lose would be a loss for those people that haven't seen it live yet and that have tickets. But I do think the fact that she has put the entire film with all the surprise songs, the 6 surprise songs on Disney Plus, I feel like that was a huge kind of clue to be like, here you go. Here's the whole thing. Have it and treasure it and cherish it because it's going to change. And it gives people the opportunity to see the original tour in its entirety and also to experience the new tour with the new album and any changes she makes to people that are going to see it live and on live streams. I don't think she's going to release another film, but you have 2 chances to see 2 versions of the tour. And I think that's a really special thing. And I love the fact that she has shared the whole thing on Disney Plus now because it involves and includes as many fans as she could possibly have done through this whole experience. If I had to choose a song from each era to lose, I don't think I could do it, but I probably would. I prefer Long Live to Enchanted. I do. Fearless, I'd have to have Love Story and You Belong With Me. Like, and I know that Fearless is again is a special song, but like for me, those 2 songs are just breakouts in her career. Red, I would get rid of I Knew You Were Trouble, I think. 1989, I feel like Wildest Dreams was the best choice, but I do love that song. And like I might be more inclined to do Bad Blood. I don't know. It's difficult. It's so tricky. Reputation, you're not cutting anything. You're not cutting anything from Reputation. Folklore, Evermore, Lover. The Archer would make sense for Lover. Like, Folklore, I would probably say Betty. Evermore, no. You keeping it. And then Midnights. I have another theory about Midnights, actually, I do. I'll say it now. I think, because she played You're On Your Own Kid so many times during the surprise song segment of the tour, I've got a feeling she's going to add You're On Your Own Kid to the set list for the Midnights era. But I think she'd have to get rid of a song to do it, and I think she would choose Mastermind. That's my prediction. I would also want that. That's what I would choose to happen. If she was going to do anything to the Midnight set, I'd be like, yep, get rid of Mastermind, add You're On Your Own Kid. It's what we want, it's what we need, right? And also, there are so many transitions between the sets. I feel like it's going to be tricky to make any kind of changes. That is why I do think the Tortured Poets department will be on the end, because it will just be the easiest in terms of transitions with lighting and sound and the staging and the graphics, the dances and the costume changes, all of that. I think TTPD has to naturally come at the end. I'd put money on it being right at the end of the show. And yeah, the only other place that I would love to see it would be directly before the surprise songs. So you'd have new albums, surprise songs, Midnights. I'd be happy with that, but I think she's going to put it on the end. Speaking of the surprise songs segment, I don't know what she's going to do with that, because we've had the American leg, the first leg of the tour. She basically scoured her discography and was giving us like songs from all over, like some of the fan favourites, some of the greatest hits, songs that only real core Swifties would know, songs that were just so deep in the vault that like even me, I've listened to her so much now, like you hear the first few chords and I'm like, I'm not sure what song this is. Biggest fear, by the way, is that happening when I'm there live, because I'm like, this would be embarrassing. But that was how she did it to start with. That was what the surprise songs were. You lost a song. Like, if it wasn't from Midnights, and if she didn't mess up, that song was gone. You were never going to hear it again. And I loved that. I think that was so crazy. Like, it was so manic. And watching people's reactions to it was one of the most fun things about the whole tour. Until she did the mashups. Because that was unhinged. Like, doing those mashups and treating Australia and to that level of, like, service, because that must have taken so much time to rehearse and practice and write and get it right, and like it would have taken a lot of time. And I know that leg was short in comparison to the rest of the tour, which is probably why she did it. And I don't think we're going to get mashups again, not to that level. Maybe if she does Is It Over Now, she might add another bridge in that gap, but I don't think we're going to get any more mashups. And that was one of my favourites, like seeing that unfold and wondering what she was going to do. And like I still feel a little bit, I feel devastated, I'm not going to lie, that she did Dress and I Don't Want to Live Forever, and I wasn't there. I was very sad about that. I was, Taylor. So what is she going to do when she takes the tour to Europe? I don't think she's going to do mashups anymore. I'm not convinced she's going to scour her discography to that extent and like find the deepest, darkest tracks that like not everyone's gonna know. I do think she's gonna do all of the Tortured Poets department as quickly as she can because it's great promo for the album. It gives her a chance to perform these songs live for the first time. It will get so many people talking, like, what song am I going to get from the Tortured Poets department? So I think there's a strong likelihood that she will dedicate one out of the 2 surprise song slots to the Tortured Poets department song every single show that she does in Europe. And the other one will probably just be a massive fan favourite. We're talking like Getaway Cars, Out of the Woods, Haunted, Dress. Like, I Did Something Bad. When she plays, finally, I Did Something Bad. By the way, we are getting the Reputation TV announcement. I can't believe she hasn't done it yet. Like, that song. I've seen some people suggest they might get rid of the surprise songs bit. I can't see that happening. The amount of interest it gets, the amount of conversation it sparks up online, like the live streams, you see it. If you're on the live stream, it peaks as it gets to the surprise songs. Like so many people tune in to a live stream to find out what the surprise songs are going to be. It's a massive community thing. Like, Taylor Swift fans like all come together to commiserate and celebrate what songs that she chooses to play in that segment of the show, and it's just so special. I can't see them ever getting rid of it, but I do think they're going to change how they do it in terms of like what songs they choose, because she has done it so far. She's made a few changes, and that's my big predictions. Do I have any more? I think she's probably going to do Paris on the first or the last night of Paris. I think when she goes to Wembley, she'll sing London Boy as a surprise song on night 1, and then she'll finish the tour with So Long London. I think that'll probably happen. I don't know what else. I don't think we're going to get any more outfit changes. I feel like she might add like a white or black dress to the surprise song set list. You know, she puts the dress over. Like, we could be getting like a new colour there maybe. And I feel like, obviously new outfits if she adds the TTPD set. Reputation. It wouldn't surprise me if she came out in a new Reputation costume for the night 1 Paris. But she'll definitely change that when she's announced Taylor's version of that album. And I think that's it, really. I'm just really excited. Like, I'm so excited. And I'm not even going to be there, but it feels like you are. And there's so many people dedicate their time. I feel like we need to give like a round of applause, shout out. Because people go to these shows and they live stream the whole thing. And by doing that, they take away from their own experience. Because they're like focused on, you know, they don't want to shout too loudly. They want to keep the camera still. And they do. And I've seen people talk about it being like, it's really stressful. Like, doing a live stream. And then you still get people messaging you like, oh, you need to stop singing, or oh, you were too loud and you were shaking the camera. And like, no. Any kind of live stream is a treat and a luxury. Enjoy it, respect it, appreciate it. And yeah, I feel like the Taylor Swift fandom is at its best when the Eras Tour is happening. Like, new albums, it causes divide. It causes people to shift their opinion. People just will say anything to get likes and clicks and views, and it's just like, it becomes a bit chaotic and fragmented and a little bit demented. But when she's on the tour and she's doing the surprise songs and she's making changes and she's announcing things, everyone is just having the best time, and I feel like it's such a positive place to be. So I'm very, very excited to have Taylor back on Thursday, the 9th of May in Paris. Are you going to the show? I'm going on June the 23rd. I've made loads of friendship bracelets. I need to do a video actually, like a reel or a short or a TikTok about all the bracelets I've made. But June the 23rd, I'll be in Wembley. If you're there, come and say hi. I'll have so many bracelets to give you. So take them from me, please, because I can't stop making them. It's become an obsession. Yeah, let me know what your predictions are for the next leg of the tour. Like, do you think she's going to add a set for the Tortured Poets department, or just use the surprise songs to play those songs? And like, what do you think, what songs would she put on there? Where would the set come? Do you think there's any costume changes going to happen? Like, do you think she's going to take any songs away from the main set list? Like, there's so many things to discuss. Let me know in the comments. Let's talk about it. Let me know if you could choose one song from the Tortured Poets department to add and one song from the current set list to take away. What would they be? I knew you were trouble. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed me just rambling about Taylor Swift and how much I love her, as always. And if you would like to subscribe, please do. Like and comment. Let me know your thoughts and feelings, and I will see you very soon where I talk about more pop culture stuff. Right, now I've got friendship bracelets to make, so go on. Go away. See you later.